Manx Radio Saturday Live Lounge with Christy DeHaven.
More importantly, though, I had a visitor up at the station earlier this week. Well, it is lovely to catch up with someone we've not spoken to for a little while here on Manx Radio, but someone who has carried on being prolific creatively over the years. Mera Royle, fast am I.
Christy, fast am I.
It's been a little while since we talked to you, so you know what? I'm just going to say, how's life been and what have you been up to?
Oh, it has. It's been a minute. It's been really good, and I've been around the block. I feel that, since I last saw you, I've been in a sort of array of different life circumstances. I currently live in London now, I've been working in film and TV as an auto cue operator and sort of getting into the London life, I suppose, and settling in and figuring it all out. I think it's true what they say about London in the sense that there is something for everyone there, and it's been nice to be in a place where you can find your sort of group, I suppose, your sort of things that you like that other people like, that you can share in such a place of, I guess, explosion of life and things.
It's so exciting, and because you're someone who's very interested in culture, aren't you? And I suppose that it opens up a very vast and varied and wide differences of culture that you can go and experience when you're in London.
Absolutely. And I suppose, since being there, I've really been able to appreciate how the Isle of Man forms such an integral part of who I am, and that it is something that gives me my sense of identity and how I like to dress and what music I like, and I guess even the way I talk, that sort of mannerisms and things that you don't really realise when you're living here are sort of so special about this place, and you go to a place like London and feel like you carry something with you.
That is so lovely. And obviously you mentioned you're in film. I know that for some time you were working on sort of film composition, weren't you? Is that how this sort of came about, you working on in the sort of auto cue area? Yeah,
exactly. I suppose I've been involved with like a very variety of film projects since I last saw you as I guess a composer. I have a lot of friends who like to make films, and it's been such a joy to be able to work with them and create some scores, and also I guess doing bits of just helping out on set and things like that. And I guess it's through sort of those contacts that I've made that I was sort of branched into the sort of world of film in London, and it's been great.
Are you allowed to talk about any of the projects you've worked on?
Yes. There's been, I mean, it's been a while since I saw you. I think we've had a pandemic since then, but I have been doing a few bits for Dark Avenue Film. We did a film about sort of Manx artists a few years ago now, and I work with a friend of mine from London. He's from Manchester himself, but he's a filmmaker in, I suppose, something that I've never really explored before. He does lots of horror scores, so that was interesting to work with him. His name's Callum Wilkins, and I'm really good friend with Adam Clark, who's been making films on the Isle of Man. He did a film a few years ago called Alone With You.
And you mentioned horror. This reminds me how, it's some years ago now, you did a fabulous representation of the theme from The Exorcist for the film festival. Do you still get a chance to play that on Harp at any point?
Oh yeah, I haven't played that for about a year or so now, but I did kind of try and bring it back to life a little bit with I did a recording of it in the Roundhouse Studios in London, and that was great to sort of work on doing lots of dubbing and sort of spookiness with it as well.
So being in London, it's not prevented you from playing the harp then?
No, I suppose trying to move back into it, I think it's sort of given me, if anything, like a new insight and sort of perspective on it, really. Because I suppose that one thing I've sort of realised is the feelings of worrying about what other people think of you, or I think maybe feeling like I can't play as well as that person, or I can't do that, so I can't do it, but I feel like being in a new situation now where I feel I'm trying to, it's obviously a great thing in a way to sort of think about how others feel and think and care about that, but also sometimes it can sort of block your intuitiveness, I suppose, like doing what feels right for you. So I suppose and it's really hard. I'm really still at the very start, but trying to sort of have an idea and go for it, and not worry too much about it, and be okay if it is flawed as well. Sort of settle into that feeling of not being perfect.
Stunning. Yep, that was live at the Isle of Man Film Festival 2018, played on the Gaiety stage. Mera Royle, of course, and her interpretation of Tubular Bells from The Exorcist. And just that chat before with Mera, who, by the way, I caught up with her a few days ago, so she's not actually live in the studio, but she did record a live session for us, so that's coming up. It was incredible to hear before someone like Mera Royle say she considers herself to still be at the very start, and that she worries about not being able to play as good as those around her and settle into that feeling of not being perfect. Such wise words, aren't they? As she told us, she is now living in London, which is what I then wanted to know more about. Have you discovered much of a trad scene, and have you met any other harpers or harpists down there?
Ooh, well, there is a big trad scene, I suppose, obviously more of an English folk music scene. Since sort of going to sessions and things, it's crazy. There's one that me and a friend of mine from Wales, you kind of meet people who are like from these sort of Celtic nations, and you form friendships and bonds, and sort of find places of belonging. But yeah, we go to this one in King's Cross, which is obviously such a central place in London, and literally like maybe a 5-minute walk from the station, there's this tucked away is like this really sort of sweet old kind of stone building, and you go inside, and like it's like sweet soft, warm amber music, and people are like so welcoming, and it's just, yeah, been nice to sort of learn some new tunes.
That sounds magical. I do have to ask though, and this was raised actually when we were coming up the stairs with your harp before, how on earth do you get around London with a harp?
Well, that's true. I suppose I have been bringing my fiddle along to a lot of sessions. That's my get out clause, but I have to maybe go through a bit more of a process if I'm going to bring my harp. I do have a car in London because I have to drive for my work, so sometimes I'll chuck her in a car and head on the M25.
You said her, does she have a name?
Oh, no, not really. I don't know. I suppose I imagine her as a her. I don't know. It's a sort of an extension of me. So
I love that.
I guess it's that sort of trope of it being quite a feminine instrument, which I feel disgruntled by, but I understand that it's obviously a very graceful and fairy-like thing, and maybe that's why. Maybe it's also because I think, the courage that we have to have as women. I feel that she's been along the ride for me when I've had to do some things that I've been terrified about doing, but yeah.
Well, that's the thing, you're a very brave lass, and especially going to live in London in itself is quite a courageous move. I mean, are you planning staying there, or what are your plans for the future?
I think I'm planning on staying there. I think that I am enjoying the sort of different worlds at the moment. I've got this job where I get to meet different kinds of people, and I suppose in quite big ways I went on tour with The Who over the summer as a sort of production assistant on their crew, but that was unreal. I suppose to sort of be in America and see it in that way, where you're sort of just in one place for sometimes one night, and moving on to the next place, so you've got to sort of really cram in as much sightseeing as possible. But yeah, I suppose being able to watch Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend every night, they're not of this world. It was incredible and very inspiring, and I guess probably have been sort of rather encouraged since then, I think, myself.
Well, and not only that, but we should highlight the fact that they played one of your videos at one of the gigs, didn't they?
Yeah, that was really nice. Yeah, they put one of my Instagram videos. It's just like a little one I did of me playing, and that was on at the Hollywood Bowl just before they went on, which was great. It was very nice of them.
So it sounds like they did welcome you into the Who fold.
Yeah, it was really nice. Everybody was really supportive. I suppose when you're sort of in the company of the same people in that kind of way, when you're all away from your family and you got 2 months on the roads, you sort of, when you're in a bus together, you're sleeping, you do get used to each other quite quickly, and yeah, that was nice.
What an incredible experience. Is that could that potentially lead on to any other similar experiences for you? Have you got anything else lined up like that?
Well, I guess that's the nature of the job. I sort of never really know. Sometimes it's the day before and I get told what the job is. It's really like top secret stuff, but it's exciting. I don't know. I hope so. I'd love to sort of do more bits like that. But taking each day as it comes.
Well, you'll have to keep us posted on that. But what I want to know about now, Mera Royle, is the fact that you just casually dropped in the background to me before we started recording that you've got a single coming out. Tell us about it.
I have a single. I literally recorded it yesterday at Jip's studio in Ballagroove studio. So he was very patient with me as I tried to cram in this sort of track. It's a piece that I wrote about a year ago, I suppose as a harp sort of solo piece. But it's also sort of, I've put lots of harp dubbing, violin dubbing. I've put lots of layers of me playing violin on it as well, to sort of, I suppose, try and create a quartet or orchestral kind of vibe to it. I suppose I've called it What Now? It sort of coincided this time last year with this feeling of not really knowing where to go next, sort of feeling like I was ready for something and not knowing what, and needed to do something. I just had this feeling of needing to kind of write a piece, and that was what I did. And yeah, I suppose I've been sitting on it for about a year, and I guess off the back of feeling like I'm just going to go for it now. I'm not going to try and think about it too much. I've got this idea and I'm just going to bring it to life as much as I can. What can I do to make it happen and do it?
Well, you'll have to wait to hear the single because she's only just recorded it, of course, so it does need mixing and mastering by Jip at Bannergroove. So we'll hear that in the coming week. She's going to send it to us as soon as it's ready, but we've still got a little bit more chat from Mera and a couple of live tunes from her. In the meantime, I happen to know she's a fan of Johnny Flynn. And because Rhiannon Evans has excellent taste in music, she has this version of The Box available on our system for me to play for you now. I love this song. God, this is a single when it came out. Enjoy Johnny Flynn. And that is The Box from many years ago now. You might recognise that sound though. He also supplied the theme tune to The Detectorists. He's a brilliant actor as well, Johnny Flynn. Peaky Blinders, I think. Anyway, our guest today is harpist Mera Royle. She popped in to see us earlier this week. So far, she's told us about working in film, touring with The Who, having her video played on stage at the Hollywood Bowl, as you do. She's told us as well about her forthcoming new single. But she had even more news for us.
Yes, I also want to talk about Anne Corrin. We are a Manx trad band made up of Owen Williams, Jack McLean, James McNulty, Arabella Iron and Amy Palmer. And we're working on creating some new sets of Manx tunes and songs. And I suppose I should say Owen, Jack and James were part of Scran when I was part of Scran. So since I was 11, I've been playing with these lads. So it's so nice to be sort of back together again with Amy and Arabella. And yeah, we've got some gigs coming up. We're playing in Cruniacht and we're going away together to Lorient, which is an inter-Celtic festival. And we'll be working on an album as well. So stay tuned for some more Manx music.
That's so exciting, and especially Lorient, because I mean that is huge, isn't it? And to be able to get your music in front of that many people on that sort of platforms just is brilliant, isn't it?
It's so unique thing, I suppose, to be from the Isle of Man and have the opportunity to go to a place like that. Really, it is a huge thing. You know, millions of people sort of travel through it, and I didn't go last year, but I feel like I've been able to sort of reserve my energy for it this year.
It's okay, you were hanging out with The Who last year, so I think we can forgive you that one. Yeah. Well, I love the fact you have brought your lovely harp with you. Will you play us something, and what is it you're going to play?
I'll play a couple of tunes that I have written myself, I think. Fog into a tune called Burgle. But these are, I suppose, just tunes that I've written over the last couple of months or so, not taking it too seriously, I suppose, and these are two tunes that have come out from that as well. So.
Fantastic. And you've brought an extra bit of kit as well, haven't you?
And I've got my stomp box, so listen out for that.
Thank you so much, and all the very best for the future.
Thanks for having me. It's so nice to see you and be back in this beautiful radio station.
Oh, we love you, Mera.
I love you.
Take it away.
Thanks.
Manx Radio Saturday Live Lounge with Christy de Haven.